Time for our starting goaltender matchup here in Montreal. Antti Niemi, the only goalie in the league to play every minute for his team. A record of 8-1-1, making his 11th straight start for the Sharks. Against Carey Price, the starting man here for the Montreal Canadiens in his 7th season. A record of 1-2-1 in his career in games against San Jose. Todd McLellan guiding the Sharks to a 2-2 record under his hand against Montreal as the Sharks try and stay on top of the Pacific Division. Michel Therrien, what a job he did last year. 2 years ago, Montreal finished dead last in their division. Last year, he took them to first in their division and a berth in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And a return, and there have been many, to Montreal for Larry Robinson, but it's always special for him and always special for the people of this city here in Quebec to see one of their legends walk back into the building. Not necessarily the building where he won his cups, but certainly the city. And we're underway as Thomas Plekanec for the Montreal Canadiens, sending it up the boards. Sharks right back on it as Patrick Marleau works on this line with Logan Couture and Tyler Kennedy to start the game. Canadiens have it, and number 49, Michael Bournemouth, sending it into Sharks territory as we get a quick first shift for both teams, 30 seconds long.
And a good quick up right away by Justin Braun, dumping, quick change, and both teams got fresh guys on the ice. I think the pace of this game is going to be frenetic.
Here's Alex Galchenyuk, the young star for the Montreal Canadiens, a first-round draft pick for them a couple of seasons ago. He's technically a rookie this year, although he played last year in the NHL. And he's one of their bright young talents that they drafted in the past couple of seasons here as the Canadiens are in somewhat of a real rebuilding mode here, trying to get themselves into that upper echelon in the National Hockey League and challenge for a Stanley Cup. They are the last Canadian team to win one 20 years ago, as Markov will go to the penalty box, tripping up Freddie Hamilton, and the Sharks power play will come onto the ice.
Yeah, no question about that one. Cutting right through the middle, Freddie Hamilton gets the pass from Tomas Hertl, and he is taken down by Markov. There's the stick on the legs. Down goes Freddie Hamilton. Can be very careful about putting the puck through the middle of the ice, because the Montreal Canadiens D and the way they set up their neutral zone forecheck is to force you to put the puck to the middle, and then the D step up, and that's when they really get going towards your own net.
So Markov's off to the trip early on here. The Sharks on this road trip are 0 for 4, but they haven't really had much in the way of power play chances. Obviously, with that low number of penalties called by officials against their opponents. They had 3 power play chances in Detroit, only 1 on Thursday night against Boston. Montreal on the penalty kill. A quick shot by Plekanec, and now the Sharks get control again as Jason Demers plays it ahead for Jumbo Joe Thornton. Sharks on a Cache Creek power play here in the first period at Montreal. Thornton taking it down the boards. Now working out of the corner for Joe Pavelski, but it bounces off his stick to the former Shark Travis Moan, wearing number 32 in red. Moan to Plekanec, and his dump in is blocked by Jason Demers. Demers, the native of Montreal, grew up here, born here, played minor hockey here, and only been on the ice here twice before until tonight. One was what he called a bag skate 3 years ago when the Sharks were here. He didn't get in the lineup for that game, although he played the very next night. And before that, when he was 11 or 12 years old as part of a charity event, but his father had to pay $500 for him to skate that day. He's getting paid a little more than that to skate here tonight. Matt Irwin now steadying things on the back line for the Sharks with the second power play unit on the ice. Tomas Hertl to Justin Braun and into Montreal's zone. Hertl off the boards, gets it through. Tommy Wingels back in the lineup tonight on the shot by Irwin. It's blocked by Price. Now Irwin again. Settles the bouncing puck. Off on the wing to Tyler Kennedy. He's checked there by Moan. Hertl will throw it back up Irwin's way. Fires his shot, blocked by Moan and out of play. 21 left to go on the power play.
Tommy Wingels back in the lineup. He had to leave the Boston game early because of actually 2 big checks, one by Dougie Hamilton, one by Zdeno Chara. And of course, he worked out yesterday, worked out again this morning on the ice in the morning skate, and told his coach, "I'm ready to go." Tommy Wingels, tough kid.
One change in the lineup tonight, and that is Mike Brown out. He made his Sharks debut Thursday in Boston. He's just out on a coach's change And James Shepard back in. We'll get you your line combinations and deep pairs in a moment. Sharks on the tail end of a power play. Chance for Couture, but his backhander is blocked by Gianna. And now cleared down the ice by Rafi Diaz for Montreal. And that will do it for the penalty kill for the Canadiens. They came in with the 13th best penalty kill in the NHL, and it looked good there.
Very good. Didn't give the Sharks much.
A bouncing puck that Carey Price had to settle at the side of the net. Now Lars Eller trying to move it out. On second effort, he will. Onto this side of the ice for David Desharnais. Desharnais wristing it in. Now back out to Thornton. Thornton on the far side, picked up by Matt Nieto to Couture. He's slowed down there by Brendan Gallagher. Gallagher, an outstanding rookie last year for Montreal. And they're hoping that he can match his efforts last season with another big year here and avoid a sophomore slump. There's your Sharks forward combinations. Hamilton in that spot, normally held by Brent Burns. Burns back in the Bay Area. He's day-to-day as Wingle's shot deflects off a skate wide. Now intercepted by Montreal. It's Galchenyuk up to center. And Gallagher can't control there thanks to the work of Nieto. Quick change by Montreal, steered in by Wingles. So Tommy Wingles on the receiving end of that hit by Zdeno Chara on Thursday night. Left the game in the first period, was not able to return, but good to see him back out there tonight. There was no action taken by the league on the hit. Problem, I think, was there just wasn't clear video of it as you see the Montreal lines here.
I don't even think it was a suspendable hit. It should have been called a penalty, but it wasn't a suspendable action by Zdeno Chara. But you wonder why hits like that are missed by the people on the ice.
Down the ice comes Rennie Bourque for Montreal. He had a goal here the other night and gets a shot on net. It's saved by Antti Niemi.
Of course, Rennie Bourque playing for the Calgary Flames. He's had 4 20-goal seasons in his career. Terrific speed. One of those rare guys who doesn't slow down when he gets the puck. He's a tremendously fast skater. And a lot of guys, when they get the puck, they'll slow down a little bit. He doesn't. Got a good shot, likes to go to the net, pretty much a north-south guy with just a great amount of speed and a hard shot.
Bourque now his 9th year in the NHL at 31 years of age. One of the veterans here for the Canadiens, who, like the Sharks, are kind of banged up right now. Douglas Murray, the former Shark defenseman, out of the lineup, but he's close to coming back. George Peros still sidelined with the after effects of that concussion he suffered in the early part of the year. Daniel Briere out. Here's a wraparound try by Tyler Kennedy, broken up. Max Pacioretty, another important forward for Montreal, out. Brandon Prust, Davis Druiski, and on as Montreal unable to mount much of a usual lineup due to the injuries. Time for Alexis Keys to the game.
You have to get the pucks behind the Montreal defense, make them turn, because if you keep it in front of them, their transition game kicks in and it's very good. 5 up, 5 back. 5 up on the forecheck because of the way that Montreal likes to break the puck out, bumping it back and forth behind the net. So you got to make sure you got everybody take that away. And of course, everybody helping out in your own zone. And the power play for the Montreal Canadiens is very good. They spread. They've got a lot of good shooters at the point. So your penalty kill has to be on track.
Off the face-off, Diaz over to Gianna, the captain. And he'll send it to center ice. Back on it is the Sharks' Justin Braun. A stretch pass, guided in by Freddie Hamilton. Thornton after it. Price handles it. Good forecheck by Hurdle. And the Sharks have a chance to get it back. Thornton does. Out to Vlasic, and his shot deflects just wide. Nice play there. All started on a strong forecheck.
Good read by everybody, and excellent timing by Marc-Edouard Vlasic.
Braun again, sealed off by PK Subban. Subban, the reigning Norris Trophy winner, won his first award as best defenseman in the NHL in the shortened 48-game campaign last year.
Had a chance to meet PK this summer. We did a sports celebrity dinner together. I was emceeing it. What a great young guy he is. And met his brother Malcolm as well. And he's one of those kids that you look at, boy, he is going to be a star. Well, he already is, but he's going to even be a bigger one because of his ability, but really more of his attitude. He just loves to be out there, loves to play.
Here's a turnover. Patrick Holland for Montreal, shoveling it back to the blue line. Bouillon to Boileau, and it's a blocker save by Niemi.
Nice find by Antti Niemi with people in front.
Desjardins works it up the near side boards for John McCarthy, playing right wing on this line with Desjardins and Shepard tonight with Brown out. Here's McCarthy, who subbed for Wingles on Thursday night when Tommy was injured. McCarthy back down on line 4 tonight.
coaching staff really like the way John McCarthy plays. They trust him. They know he is responsible in every aspect of the game. Plus, he's a good penalty killer.
Desharnais drops it for Bourque. And a chance at the side for Moan. A shot between his legs went wide.
That's Montreal. They attack the net, always drive to the net. One of the things that is a staple in their game. So the forwards and the defense really have to communicate with each other.
Just a shot each on the counter clock so far. As Wingles is held a little bit, trying to kick that puck around. And Bourque will send it all the way down. This will be icing against Montreal.
I like how this game has started. Good chance for the Montreal Canadiens, last chance, and this is their drive. This is what they love to do. They're very good off the rush. They'll take it wide, drive the middle. They got good support at the puck. See Travis Moan trying to get in there. Jason Demers was given to him. Travis Moan was given to Jason Demers by John McCarthy. McCarthy's on the back check. Good communication between the two. And they're able to tie him up as he gets close to the net.
Pavelski wins the draw. Braun takes his shot. Price the save. Rebound. Nieto down on the ice. Gets a second opportunity. But Carey Price seals off the crease and makes the save as we take a break from here in Montreal. Back live in Montreal, which is also the hometown of Marc-Edouard Vlasic. He's played here before, but I sense it's hardly old hat for him as he returns to the city of his birth. And there's that famous shot from Marc-Edouard Vlasic in a Canadiens bathrobe. That was an early addition for Late Night Confidential.
That was actually his rookie year as a San Jose Shark.
Isn't it hard to believe that Vlasic is still the Sharks' youngest defenseman?
Yes, it's amazing. I have no idea what you're talking about.
He's the youngest defenseman.
No, he's not.
Isn't he? That's what Todd McClellan said today.
I don't think that's true. Is it? I have a hard time believing that.
Here's Gallagher. Back for Subban. And Wingles trying to wrestle it free, and then a big hit on Gallagher. Shook Gallagher up a little bit. Then Galchenyuk took a shot at Wingles.
Nothing wrong with that play by Wingles.
Got a whistle here.
Galchenyuk is going to get 2 minutes.
Galchenyuk is going to go.
There's nothing wrong with what Tommy Wingles did.
Montreal friendly, number 27, 2 minutes for the first.
This is just two guys going for the puck. Two guys going for the puck. Tommy leans in on Gallagher, who tried to sneak inside. Gallagher showing great courage and going to that tough area right there. There's two strong guys just going for it. And Tommy Wingles just drops the shoulder in. And then the retaliation ends up another Shark power play. Obviously, Michel Therrien not very happy. Coach Therrien thinking there should have been a penalty there. I don't know what. Boarding? Would you call that boarding?
That's what they're going to sell, or trying to, obviously unsuccessfully, as the Sharks go back to the power play. Marlowe's shot is saved by Price. So a second straight power play in the period for San Jose. That one goes off Thornton's glove. He checks his hand right. Does it hit him?
Yes.
I think he's all right.
It's going to go outside. Face off, but right away a face off win and then a shot at the net. And going back to the open, this is what the Sharks coaching staff want. They want the puck to get to the net as much as it can tonight.
Face-off controlled again by the Sharks as Demers sends it across for Marleau.
Good sticks. One of the things that Jim Johnson, assistant coach extraordinaire, told me about the Montreal Canadiens after doing his scout was that they have very good sticks defensively, much like the Detroit Red Wings.
Played to the net by Thornton. Now Couture trying to settle it against Travis Moan. Logan trying to get out of that pack of players. McCann's across, and he just beats Demers to it.
And you see that penalty kill. That's a penalty kill that up the ice they are jumping because of their quickness.
That was one of their biggest improvements, Montreal, over a year ago. They went from 23rd to 8th in front for Marleau. Can't get to it. Couture recovers back to Pavelski. Pass for Marleau, blocked. Nicely done by Diaz. Here's a 2-on-1 shorthanded for Montreal. They have a number of shorthanded goals, and Plekanec's shot is caught by Niemi.
And played really well by Jason Demers. Did exactly what he's supposed to do. Again, evidence of a transition game by the Montreal Canadiens, even shorthanded. Good defensive sticks on the penalty kill. Sharks in the offensive zone. They're going to go to work. Nice job knocking the puck down, moving it up right away. There they go. Jason Demers frees it, guys. Look at Jason Demers right there, right in the middle. Take away what? The pass. Go. takes away the pass and lets Antti Niemi handle the shooter. Really well played by Jason Demers.
Buchanan's one of 3 Montreal players who have shorthanded goals already this year early in the season. And good work in the neutral zone again for Montreal. This one knocked down by Niemi as Bourneval threw it at net. Down to 45 on the San Jose power play. Kennedy hard off the boards. Barry Price, he'll rim it off the glass. Braun kept it in, right back to Markov, and this will skip back through to the San Jose net. They appreciate the penalty kill here in Montreal.
Puck placement's got to be better place. Sorry to be a little bit redundant, but you can't get it put it where Carey Price can get it, and again, the Sharks can't get it deep. Montreal carries penalty kill. Outstanding right now.
Patrick Holland puts on the brakes, and he'll throw it back to center for another former Shark, Josh Georges. Niemi out to try and help the defense out. Matterhorn has it. Sends it up the boards for Marleau. Now he'll accelerate, get it rigged wide for Thornton. Back to Patrick Marleau. Joe Thornton now. Penalty over. There's Galchenyuk out to help retrieve the puck if he can. Classic shot, not a good one. And it bounces back out front. Galchenyuk across the ice. And it's thrown deep by Lars Eller. And a second excellent penalty kill by Montreal in this period. It remains scoreless, 9.5 to go here in the first at the Bell Center. McCarthy off his skate, but following is James Shepherd. Shepherd to the net, and he wrists it back through the middle, and it'll transition to Moan. Rennie Bourque with Travis Moan. The shot, that hit Moan. Sharks break out. Shepherd again slips it in behind Subban. Markov with a hit on McCarthy. This is Desjardins for the Sharks. Scott Hanna blast just missed.
That didn't miss by much on the tip.
Demers out front off his stick, trying to knock it down behind the net. He gets it through to Shepherd. James Shepherd wraps it. Price looking for it. It's still loose at the goal line. And PK Subban with it for Montreal. Over to Markov. And down the ice by Desjardins.
That's the kind of shift Todd McLellan, the coaching staff, want out of Shepherd, Desjardins, and John McCarthy. Did a really nice job on that forecheck. Got chances, or a couple of chances out of it.
Icing called here against the Sharks. 6-4, the shots on goal in favor of San Jose.
Really nice pace to this game so far. Sharks have had 2 power plays, but haven't really threatened on the power play. It's been a very good penalty kill by the Montreal Canadiens, but I do like the pace of the game. Both teams really tracking down pucks. The Sharks have had the majority of puck time.
Joe Pavelski's line comes out now with Wingles and Matt Nieto. Montreal wins the draw, but have to chase out to get to it. Boileau fires it in. Demers, who's got 25 tickets or had at will call tonight. And at Bell Center prices, that's a pretty penny.
I think they went for a suite instead.
Got to be the way to go.
Yeah.
Lars Eller with a steal, and his shot blocked by Hannon.
What did Marc-Edouard Vlasic tell you? 35 for him? That's a lot.
Should have got together with the Demers family and went for the super suite. Now a shot from the point gets all the way through to Niemi. On the wrister by Bouillon. We'll take a break. Still no score here in Montreal. Bell Center was host to the NHL's All-Star Game a few years back, and the Sharks were well represented. 2009, Joe Thornton, Patrick Marleau, Dan Boyle. Marleau scoring a goal there. Fun event, and a fun city to have that event in here in Montreal. I think around here, though, they'd much rather host a Stanley Cup final, something they haven't done since 1993. As we mentioned earlier, Montreal is the last Canadian team to win a cup. Here's a chance for Peklanitz and a block by Logan Couture.
Logan Couture with a desperation move.
Marleau sends it in, and he beat the race for the icing. In front and tipped to the net by Couture on the feed from Kennedy, and Price made this up.
Nice chance right there, all set up because Logan Couture worked hard on that shot block.
Now Thomas Peklanitz coming off a big game the other night here against Anaheim when Montreal beat the Ducks 4-1. Fired in by Kennedy.
Notice how lively the boards are here. Very lively, very quick off the end boards if you're playing out in the ice, you can do like you do in Detroit, shoot it off the boards right to somebody else in front.
Thornton and Hurdle will send that in. Mike Blunden, number 45, back on it. PK Subban up through center. Holland, and it's chased down by Braun. Helps Vlasic move it wide for Hurdle. Hamilton nowhere to go once he crossed center. Quick transition game for Montreal. It's dumped in by White. After it is Blunden. Hurdle gets it up the boards, wants Hamilton. Now Pavelski on the move across center. He'll throw it at the net. Saved by Price. Subban watched by Pavelski. Markov across the line, past center. Here's Wingles, and he'll tap it to Scott Hannon. His dad was at practice this morning. Scott Hannon, his father lives in Toronto, and Sharks won't be in Toronto till December, so Mr. Hannon made the trip here to Montreal to see his son. Montreal on the move.
Is that ever well played right there by Scott Hannon, just running his man out of room.
Took Desharnais to the board. Sharks end up with the puck, and it's Wingles. And he'll lift it clear. Sharks will make a change on the fly here. And Nieto cut off on his way to the puck. Bourque through the middle. Desharnais, and it's saved by Niemi. Loose to Couture, but we had a quick whistle from the referee who lost sight of it. Still no score here in the first period. Welcome back to Montreal. No score here in the first period. That gentleman in the purple tie is Big Bird. That was his nickname here in Montreal. Leads us to our McDonald's True Stories. Larry Robinson, truly a legend in 1995, inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. 3 years later, he was ranked number 24 on the Hockey News list of the 100 greatest hockey players ever. Then in 2000, inducted into the Ottawa Sports Hall of Fame. 2007, Montreal retired his number 19 jersey before a game against the Ottawa Senators. His name appears on the Stanley Cup 9 different times. He spent 17 years here in Montreal, and you walk down the street with Larry Robinson in this city, and you are walking with royalty.
You are, but I'm Just Larry is just Larry. I mean, that's what he's like. I'm just Larry. You ask him all the time, you know, does that ever kind of hit you when all these people come up to you who are 50, 60 years old, and they talk about how great of a player you were and how much they loved watching you play? He goes, I'm just Larry. But he has done such a great job. He and Jim Johnson, since coming to the San Jose Sharks, have been so instrumental in the team's success. It's been absolutely amazing to watch. The coaching staff, thanks to Larry, Jim Johnson, Jay Woodcroft, Brett Heimlich, they allowed Todd to do what Todd has to do as a head coach. They take care of some of the other stuff. They're always laughing in that coach's room. It's fun to go in there and talk to them because they get along so well. It's such a great team, led by guys who were on teams and were great leaders on their own team. But also, there's Larry Robinson talking to Matt Irwin, Jason Demers, Marc-Edouard Vlasic. You think about the defensemen, how much knowledge they've been able to glean from that guy.
Larry has a love for horses, involved in polo, also was a thoroughbred owner at one time. He's got some pretty good horses right now on the San Jose Blue Line.
Sure does, and he speaks very highly of them.
Vlasic, one of those, pokes it into the corner. Andrei Markov, finally healthy for Montreal. He was really banged up 2 seasons ago. Shot there by Freddie Hamilton, just wide. Having a healthy Markov is going to carry Montreal a long way as Braun's shot is stopped by Carey Price. Here's Lars Eller, and Montreal offside. Eller coming over in a trade a couple of years ago from the St. Louis Blues. Well, Sharks fans, bring a Sharks Territory sign with you when you travel, and then snap a photo so we can post it on sjsharks.com. Show the world that Sharks Territory is indeed everywhere. And every week, we will post the best photos. If you don't have a sign yet, you can order one for free. Just go to sjsharks.com/Sharks Territory.
Over there, San Jose Sharks swimming right here at the Bell Center with the Montreal faithful. Smattering of jerseys that have the teal in them.
Demers trying to get it away from Blunden. Desjardins for James Shepherd. He's wrapped up by Boileau. And now Bouillon, number 55 for Montreal. The nice up pass for Blunden. No score alive in the first period. Glad you're with us for this Saturday night on ice. Technically, I guess, a Saturday afternoon in the Bay Area. Of course, we're in the Eastern time zone here. This game also being seen in parts of Canada on Hockey Night in Canada. Matt Nieto deep in the Montreal zone, but Bouillon gets it up the board. Holland now pushing it out. Travis Moan at center. He's given a bump by Brad Stewart. Stewart looking for Wingels at center. Takes a bounce back to Desharnais. Josh Georges. And he'll flip it back deep into Sharks territory. Hard to believe this is already Josh Georges' 7th year in Montreal.
That's Craig Rivet trade.
Indeed, back in 2007. And an offside call against the Sharks at the Montreal blue line.
Josh has matured into, well, what the San Jose Sharks thought he was going to be. One very steady defenseman, a leader. Look at the A on his jersey. He was also very big last season during the work stoppage as a representative of the NHLPA. And there's the great Travis Moan.
Quite a Sharks or former Sharks flavor here on this roster, including Douglas Murray, who we mentioned earlier, is out with an injury. George is the Montreal Ironman right now, playing in his 141st consecutive game.
If you are driving through southwest Saskatchewan, you'll come across a town called Stewart Valley. And a big sign out there says, the home of Travis Moan, Stanley Cup champion.
With the Anaheim Ducks and that great third line they had. A steal for Tyler Kennedy. He'll rush it down the right wing against Markov. Pass for Marleau. And it's Subban working out of the corner. Marleau gets it off him. Now Demers at the point. Tees it up. Off the block to Kennedy, and he tried to pick the corner up high on Price. Got too much blade under it.
Yeah.
Marleau settles it with his glove. His backhand pass denied. Montreal very good with their sticks tonight. That was Bourneval blocking that attempt. As the shot by Gianna is stopped by Niemi. A combined 17 shots in this first period. Nothing in the net yet. Joe Thornton darting between players to try and get to it. But it's Subban from Montreal. Eller chased by Shepard. Gets the San Jose line. Galchenyuk watched by Hannon. Now Brendan Gallagher. Alex Galchenyuk for Lars Eller. Good work by James Shepard there. That puck underneath Eller.
Now James Shepard sat out as a healthy scratch in Boston, so he's going to get the opportunity to play. You know, he's thinking he's got to make the most of it to continue to stay in the lineup. That's the way the game is in the National Hockey League, especially such a good crop of young guys right now up with the San Jose Sharks. You don't want to sit out.
Josh Georges knocked off the puck as he dumps it in. Matt Irwin brings it forward with 1:20 left in the period. Played in by Desjardins, but he'll have to chase back after it. Now McCarthy. In for the rookie, Hertl. Shoulder to shoulder with Markov. Tomas Hertl wins the battle. McCarthy gives it back to him. Now Hertl. Nice work at the goal line. Lost his edge. Played up and out to center for Desharnais. And a penalty?
Yep.
No, icing.
Yeah. You were thinking the interference right here? Yeah, I thought so. I thought maybe too, yeah.
Well, Sharks fans, tune in tonight following Sharks postgame live for another edition of Shark Bites starring Drew Remenda.
Oh, yeah.
If you can't wait until after the game, don't worry because we've got you covered. Log on to csncalifornia.com. Get a sneak peek of our exclusive one-on-one with rookie sniper Tomas Hertl. csncalifornia.com. Your authentic home for Bay Area sports and Bay Area sports legends like the great Drew Remenda.
It's nickname show. It's nickname show on Shark Bite. We throw nicknames out like nobody else's business. It's unbelievable.
I like it, bud.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, pal. Thanks, Hunter.
No problem, Drewski. Or as the great Owen Nolan would say, no problem, Peanut. And Nieto trying to stick handle past Josh Georges. Back comes Montreal inside the final half minute of the period. Wingels with some skating room takes it and takes the shot, saved by Price. Officials content to let them grind it out, and they do. Now Pavelski, turnaround, Vlasic, saved by Carey Price. Nieto down in the corner. Pavelski one more time to Braun, but the buzzer sounds, or the siren does, to bring us to the end of the first period here in Montreal. After one, it's the Sharks nothing and the Canadiens nothing. Stick around. We'll check in with Brody Brazil and Brett Hedican coming up in our Sportsnet Central studios in San Francisco. Then Drew is back to talk to the Sharks. Marc-Edouard Vlasic. To skate where the pros skate at Sharks Ice, the Bay Area's premier ice skating and hockey facilities, and the official training facilities of the San Jose Sharks. All three Sharks Ice locations in San Jose, Fremont, and Oakland offer class lessons. For more details or to register for lessons online, go to sharksice.com or oaklandice.com. Time for our Geico quote of the game. You see Larry Robinson's famous number 19 retired and hanging in the rafters here at the Bell Center. Todd McLellan, asked about his associate head coach today, said of Larry Robinson, quote, "He thinks like a player and communicates like a coach."
That's an outstanding quote, isn't it? Very well done by Todd McLellan. And the other thing he does when you watch him with Todd McLellan and the coaching staff, or with the players, look at Brad Sturz, he's laughing. I mean, he's got that loose thing about him. Ray Tufts is laughing. I mean, he's got guys just loose and relaxed on the bench and during the game, and also works in the coaching staff. This is a very stressful job when you are, well, not this, because when we were broadcasters, it's hardly stressful. But what they do down on the bench and what the coaches do and the players do, there's a lot of stress involved. Larry keeps it loose.
He organized a dinner for all the coaches last night at one of his favorite spots, and the players at one of his favorite spots here in Montreal. I'm going to guess a good time was had by all. Good old stories of back in the day here in this city where they not are just passionate about the sport. It's a love affair for the game and for this team and its players.
And Larry assured me the broadcasters not coming or invited was just an oversight.
Yeah, that's all it was. We're underway live here with the second period in Montreal. Randy Hahn and Drew with Miranda here in Montreal, and Brody Brazil and Brett Hedican back in our studio. Sharks trying to get the puck from a dangerous area in front of their net. Braun able to get to it, but then a good tie-up of his stick by Bornabal, who sends it out to Josh Georges.
That was just ugly right there for a while, wasn't it?
Oops. Both Vlasic and Braun failed to connect there as Diaz punches it back deep for Placanis. Now Bornabal, watched by Vlasic, throws it right through the middle. Diaz keeps it in. Placanis. Back for Rafi Diaz. Now Markov with a shot. That's blocked.
Stung.
And comes out at center, courtesy of Patrick Marleau.
We need a quick change here.
Markov brings it in hard. Vlasic able to angle across in time, but his return feed for Braun a little too hard. And Subban at his own blue line. 0-0 as the Sharks have now gone 7 periods plus without a goal. Galchenyuk tried to pick the corner but didn't have the angle. Now Subban on this side of the ice, blocked by Tomas Hertl. Some great young players in this game. Here's Galchenyuk, one of them. Nice job by Braun to get that puck away, and then Galchenyuk lost his edge. The fans wanted a tripping call, but I think it was puck before skate as Niemi catches the Lars Eller shot.
Well, a good start for the Montreal Canadiens. The Sharks started last period very well, very quick, got in the Montreal Canadiens zone, had some time, had things going, and there the Montreal Canadiens have returned the favor. They're supposed to carry on.
Faceoff can come back into the Shark zone to our right. We remain scoreless here early in period 2. Game number 3 on this road trip for the Sharks. A shootout win in Detroit. A heartbreaking last-second loss in Boston Thursday night. This is stop 3 with stop 4 to come tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. Here's a chance in front as Nieto looks for the rebound of the Wingle shot. We'll be on the air very early tomorrow. 2 o'clock at the game, 1:30 pregame. A chance in front for Montreal. And Rennie Bourque couldn't steer it to the net as Wingles up the near side wants Nieto. Bouillon sends it the other way for the Canadiens. And now Desharnais. In after it is Bourque. Pavelski reversing it. Demers up this side for Hannon. On to Nieto. Good stick by Diaz, forcing it back to Scott Hannon. Jason Demers waits for the change up ice. Now Hannon. Up the middle has Desjardins. Andrew Desjardins throws it at the net. Carey Price off his blocker to McCarthy. George is sealing off Desjardins. Now Matt Irwin has a look at Stewart, but instead dumps it deep. No score here in Montreal. Live in the second period. Sharks' one and only visit here to the Bell Center this season. Of course, the Canadiens will visit San Jose as well this year. As every team visits every other city at least once this campaign in the National Hockey League. Montreal visits March 8th to SAP Center. Stewart for Irwin. Marleau. And now Kennedy. Look back to the point. Classic, not quite there yet. Edward Vlasic. Kennedy sends it in. The Sharksters certainly have not had the domination or possession time that they had in Boston the other night.
No, well, I thought the first period they did. I thought the first period was quite good. But the second period they haven't.
Icing call here as we return to our booth for a moment, and we are glad to be able to welcome Dan Boyle to the broadcast booth. Dan, first of all, I know Sharks fans are grateful to see you again and happy that you're feeling better. How are you doing?
I'm actually doing pretty good. My third skate today. They put me through a pretty long one and a pretty hard one, and I don't want to be through too many more of those. So hopefully we'll be back sooner than later.
Are you thrilled to be up here with us?
This is actually a dream come true.
This is dripping with sincerity, that retort.
I'm hoping we could get, we did Drew's Clues a while ago. It was Dan and Drew's Clues. Yeah. I'm hoping we get maybe like a, what should we call it? You have to have we wouldn't call it anything because that means you'd be up in the booth. Like,
have you been doing Drew's Clues this year?
Well, you know what? I think they're effectively trying to kill it. I think people are jealous of my hockey knowledge.
Is that Madison that's trying to kill it?
Yeah, it is. It's our producer Sean Madison. He's trying to effectively phase it out.
He wants his own.
He wants more. He wants more of Dan's dandies.
Dan Boyle joining us up here in the broadcast booth in Montreal in the scoreless tie between the Sharks and the Canadiens. Here's Tomas Hertl, and a high touch call before he took that shot off the bounce. Logan Couture with a shot block. Talk a little bit about this, Dan, and what Logan means to the hockey team with his ability to block shots, his desire to do it.
Yeah, I don't know what else I can say about him. I've been talking about this kid for 3-4 years now. He's a two-way player. Offensively, he's amazing, but defensively, like you just saw, he's willing to block a shot. And as a D-man, he's very trustworthy in his own end. So he's great at both ends.
He reminds me, at least the way he approaches the game reminds me of how you play. You and I have talked a lot. I call you a gamer. You are a hockey player. Is that something that you learn, or is that just something that's there?
I mean, some people might disagree with me, but I think it's there. I think you're born with it. And for myself and Logan, we go out there and it's competitive. Sorry, it's being competitive and not wanting to lose. And he's definitely a gamer, and he's got it.
I've got to think in your situation too, Dan, the fact you weren't drafted and your road to the NHL was unorthodox to say the least, and there was a different level of battle at every level you had to get to. Even once you got to the NHL to stick, that has to feed that competitive desire, doesn't it?
I think it does too, and I like you said, being undrafted, I've always kind of carried that chip on my shoulder.
No,
and until the day they pull me off the ice, it's probably going to be there. So although Logan was drafted, he's got it too for whatever reason. So that's part of it.
Face Face-off here in the Shark zone. We're just about 5 minutes into the second period of a scoreless game. So far on this road trip, the Sharks have scored 1 goal and then one in the shootout as Nieto almost scored another there.
That's pretty nice.
Wingles. This will go to Pavelski behind the net for Nieto, and Desharnais is going to get a penalty for holding.
Attacking the net, Dan.
They'll call it hooking, same thing.
Yeah, he's going to be a really. I mean, he's already a good player, but you can already tell. I mean, once he kind of gets it all, puts it all together, gets his confidence. Nieto's going to be a heck of a hockey player. He's got the speed, and like I said, he's going to be fun to watch as he gets better and older.
What I like about it, he gets taken down, pops back up, and he's driving the net again.
Yeah, and again, you're not going to score every time, but draw a penalty, that's sometimes just as good.
Why has the scoring slowed?
That's a very good question. I've been watching the last 2 or 3 games. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to put the puck in the net. The game in Boston the other night, you had our chances, and you don't score. You can talk about it all as long as you want. You got to put the puck in the net. So, capitalizing.
So the Sharks on the power play now as Thornton feeds Joe Pavelski, and it comes back out. Dan, under your breath, when you're watching the power play and Jason Demers is in that spot you're in, what are you urging him to do?
I tell you what, playing with those 4 guys, it can be easy, but you have to be sort of creative. You can't just stay in one spot. You got to shoot at the right time, pass it at the right time, and he's done a pretty good job so far. Obviously the power play would like for us to put the puck in a little bit more, but he's doing the right stuff out there. He's moving and making some smart plays.
Sharks have kept the puck in the Montreal zone so far here on this power play. Almost 50 seconds in. Now it's back out to Demers. He'll skate away from Gianna and give it for Logan Couture. Sharks will change on the fly here. Pavelski comes off the ice. And now Marleau with it. He's got Thornton. In front, they score! Logan Couture! A power play goal makes it 1-0.
Not the cleanest entry into the zone, but
no, it wasn't. But it doesn't always have to be, right?
Exactly. But you got to get on the puck, don't you?
Got to capitalize. That's what I said, and it wasn't pretty coming in the zone, but it doesn't matter. It's in the back of the net.
Jason Demers wants to quick up right away, gets it up, but it doesn't get. It's not a smooth entry, but I love the fact of just the work around the puck. And boy, Joe Thornton sees Logan go in net. How important is it to continue to go net? Let me ask you. You watch a lot of hockey. You do, you watch Drew Cruz, we have those discussions. Is it possible to become a student of the game, even though it may not be like you, innate in your
I think so. I know we've talked about it. I'm 37 years old. I still go home and watch all my shifts, and I think there's always something to be learned. Sometimes good and sometimes bad. I definitely think you can get smarter by watching video, and certainly being up here. The game looks a lot easier up here, doesn't it?
It is actually. That's why we have our discussions. I can't understand why you guys don't see what I see all the time.
You know what? I don't wish people to have to be up in the press box too much as a player. I wish they could all get a chance to play, but it's definitely a good learning experience to be up here.
Power play goal for Logan Couture, his 5th goal of the year. Thornton and Marleau got the assist at 6:20. The crowd here was not booing the goal as much as what they thought was an offside on the entry on the goal by Marleau.
I think they were also upset, Randy, the fact that Logan Couture took down, I'm not sure, I can't remember who it was, but trying to get the puck in the little scramble.
Here's another scramble behind the Montreal net. Tomas Hertl. Braun quickly to Vlasic. Now Thornton, Braun, and he misfired. Able to control it again, though. Justin Braun from the angle, and pinballs off a Montreal stick. Thornton trying to reach the net with it. That's denied by Eller. Vlasic a shot. Hamilton on a backhand. Blocked and cleared by Montreal as the Sharks come off that goal-scoring shift on the power play with more pressure.
Can you feel that when it starts to turn in your favor in a game?
Yeah, you can. Confidence. I think confidence, you can go either way with it. And when you're feeling good, a couple of your teammates start to feel better, and then it's just contagious. And as a team, you kind of take over. And you do feel it coming.
So after that goal, you see them just start another good shift.
Yeah, and that's why coaches preach on getting off to a good start, because usually that means you have the first couple shifts under your wings. You usually get better from that.
Larry Robinson, as we look at Montreal's bench, we've been talking a lot about Larry Robinson. His jersey's hanging in the rafters here, or his number, I should say. You're a guy that's been around the league, played for a lot of different coaches. Tell me what Larry Robinson has done for your game.
Aside from everything that everyone's already said, he's great. But what I like about him is he coaches. Not every player is the same. Certain guys need to get yelled at. Certain guys don't need to get yelled at. And he coaches everybody the way they need to be coached. And for me personally, I don't need a coach yelling at me. I like a guy that's gonna, if anything, calm me down and make me smile, make me laugh. And he's obviously, you can see him here. He's cracking jokes at times out there, but that's a way of teaching and a way of coaching a certain player. So I think he definitely obviously is doing a great job of it.
He has that feel where it's the art of coaching. That's when you're coaching.
Yeah, because not everybody's the same. You can't say one way is the right way. It's everybody's different, so you got to press the right buttons.
Michel Therrien used his time out there. As Demers bats it ahead with his glove, and Couture on it again. Out wide to Marleau. Sharks up 1-0 here in the second period on Logan Couture's power play goal. Hannon wanted Couture, went past him through Kennedy as well, and down for a San Jose icing.
So when you're in a game and you get these peaks and valleys in a game, what's happening on the bench, especially in the peak, like the Sharks have just experienced a little goal and then some good action? What's happening with the bench?
It all depends. Like right now, you just got to stay with it. Obviously, if Montreal comes back and scores 2 goals, you'll probably hear a different message. But if you're playing the right way, you want to try to have the guys not go off on their own program. Stay with the game plan. And that's probably what's being said out there.
Bourneval out front. Gianna swings a shot wide. McCanna's trying to work it back his way, but it's broken up. Couture to center, and in deep. Sharks change on the fly. Now shooting Montreal 14-9 here in the second period, as we're joined by Sharks defenseman Dan Boyle up in the booth here in Montreal. As Dan rejoined the team for this road trip remarkably after that hit against the St. Louis Blues last road trip. Back for Irwin. Now the one-timer by Stewart, and that deflects out of play. 11:03 left to go in the second period. Logan Couture has the Sharks in front on the road here in Montreal. Right choice, and appropriately featuring our guest up here in the booth, Dan Boyle, back in April against the Minnesota Wild. Just the way they drew it up, right, Boyle?
Yeah, they said, Boyle, you got to go end to end and make him look bad. So
what you didn't hear was we had Boiler mic'd up that night, and what you heard was, "I got this, guys. I got this."
That's it. Just let me know.
Put the boys on his back, and away he went. Subban back for Markov as the Sharks have the lead courtesy of a Logan Couture goal here in the second period. Desharnais for Montreal. Rennie Bourque can't get to that. Unable to make the adjustment footwork-wise. Subban. And he stick handles himself into a little bit of a jam. That comes Pavelski, and he'll flip it in. Carey Price not going to take any chances here with both Pavelski and Wingels coming to the net hard.
How good is this defense core? When you're in there, how good is it?
I think I said at the start last year, it's probably the best deep core that I ever played with. Obviously, I've won a cup, but I mean, everybody's kind of doing the right thing. Everybody's playing the right way, and it's really nice to watch. And it's not just the old guys; it's the young guys and the so-called intermediate guys. So the forwards obviously have to help, and they're doing a great job as well. And it, obviously starts and ends with the goalie as well.
Scott Hannon, nice work down low to McCarthy. And up at the point, James Shepherd with it now. Through to the net, tipped by Desjardins just wide. Demers back for Desjardins, he wanted McCarthy. Montreal breaks it up as it's cleared down the ice. Dan Boyle obviously it's a pleasure having you up here, and Sharks fans enjoying hearing from you, but they'd much rather see you down on the ice. I know you don't have a definite timetable, but do you have a sense it'll be sooner rather than later that you're back?
Yeah, absolutely. I can't. As much as I love you guys, I don't. I don't like watching games. I don't. Pretty much. No, I don't like being up here. I want to play, and hopefully, a few more good skates here, and we'll be okay to go.
I'm just curious. You mentioned the old guys on defense. You were talking about Hannon and Stewart, right?
Yeah. Not myself. I was intermediate. I would consider myself an intermediate.
I would too, without a doubt.
Yeah. There's one of the old guys.
Bradley Stewart. For you, I mean, to have Brad Stewart and Scott Hannon and you guys have gone through everything you go through, that's got to be helpful for guys like Justin Braun and Jason Demers and Madeline.
Yeah, because chances are what they're going through, that one of us has gone through at some point.
Here's Hurdle on a stretch pass, winds up, fires, and Price kicks it out. That was right after a great defensive play by Justin Braun on Brendan Gallagher. And here's Gallagher again down the right wing. He can fly! And a great save by Niemi on that quick shot from Eller.
They love to shoot that middle lane, and boy, what a save by Antti Niemi.
Thornton for Hurdle. Kept in. Vlasic tees it up. And it's saved by Price. Well, as we turn around here and we're on the other camera. Sorry, we're across the ice. Dan, thanks very much for joining us. Obviously, you're going to stay on the rest of the road trip. You're going back home to Ottawa later tonight for the game tomorrow, and we look forward to seeing you back on the ice. Thanks for Montreal. We look at a list of the greatest Montreal Canadiens of all time, as selected by the legendary beat writer of the Canadiens for 4 or 5 decades, Red Fisher. Number 1 on his list, Jean Beliveau over the Rocket Richard. Your thoughts, Drew?
I agree with him. Jean Beliveau was everything. When you played the game, Jean Beliveau was one of the best two-way players in the game.
Larry Robinson, the second defenseman on the list, just behind Doug Harvey.
Well, Doug Harvey really was one of those guys that was just such an offensive threat as a defenseman. Larry Robinson, number 5 on that list. Look at that list, and he's number 5. And then you can look at him. There he is again. Marc-Edouard Vlasic smiling. Again, go back to what Dan Boyle said. Everybody gets treated a different way, and he's just got the guys nice and loose. We look at a guy who's an up-and-coming young star, PK Subban. He is exceptional. When the Montreal Canadiens have not had a power play opportunity yet, when they do, they'll be looking to feed PK Subban with the shot.
He was the leading scorer among NHL defensemen last year, Subban was. 38 points in 42 games, and Stewart throws out the hip check and slows down Bourneval big time. Plekanec back for Gianna. Cleared away by Stewart. Now Bourneval looking for Gianna again, the Montreal captain, to the net. Plekanec swings it around. It's blocked by Stewart. Clear to the boards, but back to Plekanec. Rafael Diaz tipped at the side by Gianna. Back out front for Plekanec. Can't find it, but Diaz sends it deep. Good pressure, and Niemi doesn't have a goal stick. It's down at the end boards. Sharks need a clear, and they'll get it from Patrick Marleau, but not enough of one for Niemi to get his stick. Diaz lobbing it into the Sharks zone again. Stewart. Sharks might do well here even to ice the puck, but Marleau will get it deep enough for Niemi to scamper out and get his stick back.
Jimmy Min. Oh, they got away with it.
Markov shoots, and Niemi with the stick save. Wraparound try right out front. A shot over the net by Desharnais. Subban. Markov. And that's why. PK Subban forced to the line by Nieto, but he keeps it alive and down the board. Desharnais for Bourque. Subban, the blast, tipped in front, and at the far side, Wingle slaps it down the ice. Sharks needed a break there. They were under a ton of pressure.
They were. Best shift for the Montreal Canadiens, but the best shift for that man, number 31, Antti Niemi. Absolutely exceptional. And when you watch Niemi play, you just watch his eyes. You just watch the way he moves his head. Look how he's following the puck. Finding the puck, finding the puck. Always looking around, finding the puck. His eyes are the best part of his goaltending. Got to be able to find the puck, got to be able to look for it, got to be able to get square. If you can find the puck, you can read the play, you can move over and be in the right spot. Even on that deflection, Niemi was over there with the right pad. Watch a goaltender's head when he's got pressure in his zone. Is he finding the puck? If he is, he's going to be okay.
Josh Georges, that deflects and comes wide to the near boards. Niemi began the day as the NHL's leader in goaltender victories with 8. Fans wanted a hooking call on Stewart, didn't get the call. Bouillon to this side, Georges one-timer, and Niemi got a piece of that. Off the boards, Lars Eller. In for Gallagher, diving out to try and clear was Nieto. And now a break. Wingels down the right side. Georges the lone man back, then Eller supports. And Wingels will swing it behind the goal. 1-0 Sharks on the Logan Couture goal earlier in this period. James Shepherd, he'll take it into Montreal territory. Takes the shot, drop, and Price able to clear it away before Desjardins could get there. Shepherd forcing it to the net again. Andrew Desjardins fires it off of Georges, who blocked it. McCarthy there. Wants Hannon at the blue line. That one gets blocked in front. Shepherd a shot. Patrick Marleau back over to Demers. Sharks pressuring now. Delayed penalty coming to Montreal. Demers winding up. A shot by Marleau blocked. Hannon back for Marleau again. Shot in traffic. Desjardins back for Hannon again. Lots of bonus time for the Sharks. Hannon, Desjardins, and that's controlled by Georges. Will get the whistle, and another Montreal power play, their 4th in a row in this game. We'll be back with the Sharks power play.
Penalty was drawn. The Sharks, as you said, Randy, had some bonus time.
So the penalty is to Francois Bouillon. 2 minutes for holding at 14:17. It'll be the 4th consecutive power play in this game for the Sharks, who have not been charged with a minor penalty so far tonight. Of course, the only goal for San Jose on a power play by Logan Couture.
Certainly got to find a way to make it work, but the quickness of the Montreal Canadiens really pushes you into a situation where you're making plays before you want to. Look at how quick they bring the pressure.
Finally, the Sharks work it in. Marleau down the wing. Up top, Pavelski at the side and off the post by Couture.
What a shot by Logan Couture. Oh, man.
Demers back for Couture. Now Pavelski, Couture up in the slot. Thornton, Diaz down trying to block the pass.
That's what you don't want if you're the Sharks power play. If the power play's moving quicker than Joe Thornton slows it down.
Couture will take a shot into traffic, hit a skate, loose for Marleau. Heat fan trying to wheel it around to the net, and it's clear.
Get a shot, you recover it, and then get it down to Joe Thornton. What the Sharks coaching staff would like is that puck, if it's not a passing isn't available, get it to the net. And of course, you know, with Joe with about 1 million assists in the NHL, he knows more than, of course, I do, but they still want to have that puck moving.
Price up ice, and after it is White, but the Sharks bring it back through the middle. McCarthy taps it on to Braun. Ryan White back in there, forechecking on the penalty kill. Now Sharks have a 5-on-3, but Subban broke it up at the line, and San Jose's going to have to tag up.
That's too bad. We had a man caught.
That's how you win Norris trophies.
Yep.
Making plays like that, which Subban just did.
Actually, you know what? No, you win Norris trophies now by scoring more
That's
goals.
true.
Together, getting more points.
True.
You need a new trophy. You can't tell me that so far, and I know it's early, that Marc-Edouard Vlasic shouldn't be talked about for a Norris Trophy, or Justin Braun, the way they played defense, truly played defense.
Yep. But actually this year, Vlasic's got some numbers to back it up as well. He's got 8 points on the season already. This is just the Sharks' 11th game. So it remains 1-0 here as we're back to 5-on-5. 3.5 to go in this second period. Irwin around for Tyler Kennedy. He wanted Wingels busting out of the zone, but it's back to Subban. Long Long pass up to Travis Moan. He's checked by Stewart, and there'll be a penalty to San Jose.
That's a tough one right there.
Bourque back for Georges. Moan in the corner with Stewart. Vlasic. Now Rennie Bourque back for Subban. Bourque, and that deflected right at the San Jose net to the right wide. Plekanec off a Sharks skate. Subban lines up, and he shot it wide. Sharks can't get control. Georges behind the net. Desharnais. Plekanec tip in front, and Desharnais can't stop it home
because of Marc-Edouard Vlasic.
Bourque miss. Here's Georges again. All this with the extra skater from Montreal. Desharnais. Stewart finally to Vlasic, and we finally get a whistle.
There's not much Brad Stewart can do in this situation on the call. Because Travis Moan, watch Travis Moan, the last second, Brad Stewart's already committed, last second there's a turn. That should not be a boarding penalty or hit from behind. That is something right there. Look at that play by Marc-Edouard Vlasic. Talk about defending. That kind of play you can't avoid. You've already committed to the hit. You've already closed that gap. At the last second, the player turns his back. You have no choice but to follow through. You can't stop in that situation. You don't have enough time to stop. That's not a good call by the official. That's one area that the NHL has to look at, say to the referees, guys, listen, when that guy turns his back, you've got to let that hit stand.
So Montreal on the power play for the first time in the game, and their power play is good, and we talked about it already. They have 11 power play goals, 26%, 6th best in the NHL, but the Sharks penalty killing has been good this year too. Going into the day ranked 5th. Gallagher sends it in. Out there with Eller. Galchenyuk. At the point, Markov to Subban. Top unit on. PK Subban. Over to Eller. Room and time. Front of the net. Backhand attempt by Galchenyuk. Where's the puck? Niemi trying to find it. He's got it. At least I thought he had it. Canadiens complaining about the quick whistle.
Go ahead and roll this, guys. Just roll this out, guys. Just watch how the Canadiens want to spread it out. So they're going to spread out here, and then, of course, they're going to try to outnumber. And as the play goes to the net, watch out for the back door. Spread, back door, D coming down. Everybody going to attack to the net, outnumber the opposition. Sharks do a nice job. They collapse, and then you try to trap sticks.
Second forward unit for Montreal, but the D pair is the same as Markov and Subban still out there. Plekanec back for Rennie Bourque. Intercepted by Thornton, but he can't clear it out. Desjardins almost got it out. And it's cleared down by Vlasic. They wanted a penalty here on Desjardins there.
Well, the Sharks have had, what, 4?
4 power plays in a row.
This is the first one for Montreal, so the fans, they'll be wondering why there's such a discrepancy.
Offside on the power play for Montreal. Icing rather, and that's never good. A minute to go on the Brad Stewart penalty for boarding.
But there's battles that you allow if you're a referee. There's battles that you allow, and that's one of the battles you allow. Is guys are going after the puck, and you whack at a puck, and the guy steps on your stick, or you trip him after you've hit the puck. There's no call.
That's Mike Hasenfratz. He was actually one of the referees who worked the Boston game on Thursday. Face-off controlled by Montreal. Andre Markov to PK Subban. Brian Gianna taken away by Hannon. Gets it up the boards, but not out. Subban down low, wanted Bourque. Braun, supported by Hannon. Bourque looking to make a play as we're down under a minute in the period. 33 left on the power play. Plekanec's pass broken up by Pavelski, and he'll wheel it down the ice on the backhand.
Talk about being good defensively with your stick. Oh, Pavelski.
PK Subban. Little fake on Marleau. Into the zone. And a shot on the one-timer by Galchenyuk.
Blocked by Marc-Edouard Vlasic in front? Or is it Logan again?
All the way back into Montreal territory. Boileau steering it this way. Montreal looking to get another chance here before the period runs down. Penalty's over. Stewart's back on. Marleau's got the puck, and he's got Stewart at center. Brad Stewart shoots, and Carey Price with the glove save.
Carey Price challenges, comes way out, and makes the stop. Good shot by Brad Stewart. Nice attack by the Sharks as Stewart gets out of the penalty box. Bradley gets the quick up. He knows he's got one option, which is to try to drill it just right through the goalie. And Carey Price makes the save. Carey Price is interesting, you know. He went through some tough times here in Montreal. This is a tough market on any goaltender. But he has really settled down, really matured. I used to think he had a lot of holes in his game. He has certainly filled those up. He has been very good. Stefan Waite, who is the goaltender coach here, has really helped Carey Price develop and mature. It's the growing pains he goes through. Be a young player, especially in this market.
Now it is Freddie Hamilton for the Sharks, but the siren sounds here in Montreal. Logan Couture's power play goal, standing up through 40 minutes at the end of 2 periods. Sharks 1, Montreal nothing. Coming up, we check in with Brody and Hetty in our Sportsnet Central studios. And then we'll be joined by the Sharks Director of Pro Scouting, a familiar name here in Montreal, John Ferguson Jr. Welcome back to the Bell Center in Montreal as we await the start of the 3rd period. We go down to Ice Level Live with assistant coach Jim Johnson. Jim, we expected a quick pace tonight. We've had that and more. You have to be happy with the way your group's handled it.
Yeah, so far we know what type of team they have. They're fast, they come at you, they're very quick, and they do a good job of getting pucks in behind. I thought we took it to them there a little bit in the first, and we got a little bit lengthy on our shifts there in the 2nd period, and they gained a little bit momentum, but then the special teams, I thought, really turned it around.
Jim, even though the Sharks have not scored a lot on this road trip, are you still looking at what they're doing offensively and giving them a plus or a passing grade?
You know, they are. We are, because you look at the chances that we're creating. We're creating a lot of chances, but we got to start burying those chances. As you guys know up there, you don't get too many, but you got to start burying them, and we need another one here.
Thanks for the visit, Jim.
Okay, guys.
I was going to say, well, we know everything up here.
Yes.
We're up here.
Well, just ask Dan Boyle. He realized a dream being with us.
The coaches yesterday going over, watching, Jim was in charge of the scout of Montreal. It's interesting, you have no idea what goes into it. Today, before this game, they're already working on Ottawa because if you talked about the quick turnaround.
Yeah, this has to be the quickest turnaround the league would allow, I would think. 22 hours between face-offs, 7 o'clock Eastern here tonight, and then 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time tomorrow from Ottawa. That's tough to get the body turned around, hydrate, get rest, get nutrition, and play again.
And those guys behind the bench, what they'll be doing, as soon as they get to the plane, they'll start watching the game. They all watch the game. Tomorrow morning, they'll get to the rink bright and early. They'll watch the game again. They'll go through the chances. And, of course, they will already be working on Ottawa. So that work will have to be done as well.
And Ottawa's got a different look than when the Sharks last saw them. They're playing excellent right now, and they did lose last night.
Poor Bobby Ryan couldn't be that high.
Yeah.
That's already his doing.
Jason Spetz has really got it going right now. Should be a great one tomorrow afternoon. Pre-game live at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. And then the live call from Ottawa at 2 Pacific tomorrow. Readjust your lives accordingly. Steered in by Brendan Gallagher. We're live in the 3rd period here in Montreal as the Sharks look to go 2 for 3 on this road trip here tonight. Freddie Hamilton up for Tomas Hertl, and it's swept clear by Markov for Montreal. Niemi will have to play that.
And you heard Jim Johnson say that the Sharks have to do a better job of getting pucks behind the defense. Right now they have not been able to do it. They're making plays at the blue line that aren't getting behind the D.
Here's Gallagher. Sets for a shot. Niemi the save, and the rebound cleaned up by Demers.
That's what happens against the Montreal Canadiens. A very good transition team. You don't get the puck behind, boom, it's right back at you, and it's right at your net.
Subban. And stopped by Thornton. Now to Galchenyuk. That's intercepted by Demers, and he dumps it right back to center ice. Subban plays it in as Demers angles across for Hannon. He has to hurry it up to Wingle. Kept in by Montreal, but now it comes out. Joe Pavelski, he fans on a pass for Nieto. Matt Nieto with 3 shots in the hockey game so far. 3 different Sharks players with 3 shots. Nieto, along with Braun and Pavelski, in the goal crease. The puck dropped, and the Canadiens able to clear it in time. Back in front, Nieto, a shot, and Price with the save. Now Vlasic. Back skates looking for a lane to shoot it. Gets it away, but it's wide.
Nice movement by Marc-Andre Vlasic at the blue line.
Wingels wants Pavelski behind the net. He's got it. Braun settles, fires, tipped in front. Nieto looking for the rebound, and it's cleared down the ice by Desharnais.
Matt Nieto is all over it right now. Great chances, good hustle by the Sharks. Good start by the Montreal Canadiens and a big pushback by San Jose. Get the puck deep, and what happens? Tommy Wingels goes to work. Terrific support. There's the first chance. Puck sitting there. The Sharks just can't get to it. Nice box out by the Montreal Canadiens. Again, Nieto goes to the front of the net. Gets a great opportunity. Whacks at the puck a couple of times. Pavelski, Wingels, Nieto causing some headaches for the Montreal Canadiens.
4 shots now for Nieto in the game as Desharnais steers it up for Rennie Bort. Hurdle will come across with it as that puck had come across the line. And now Brad Stewart, who's had a strong game. Stewart, his shot goes up high and into the netting behind Carey Price. Well, let's look at the Sharks calendar going forward. As we said, tomorrow in Ottawa, 1:30 Pacific with the pregame. Then the Sharks will actually fly home, have a day off Monday, practice Tuesday, fly to LA, and we'll be on the air from Staples Center on Wednesday at 7 with pregame live, and then the Sharks back home on Saturday the 2nd to begin a homestand against the Phoenix Coyotes.
They weren't playing too shabbily either.
They were a winner at home earlier today against the Edmonton Oilers. Big game for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. This is James Sheppard for Andrew Desjardins. Puck back to Sheppard, and Price with the save. Sheppard shoulder to shoulder with Subban. That's a good battle. Comes back out for Markov. His pass into the feet of Desjardins. Johnny McCarthy. Desjardins with a chance to make a play on it. His backhand stopped by Price. And back out deep into Sharks territory. Icing called here against Montreal.
How do you get the puck out quick? How do you play kick? Well, you got to have support. Look at the support that Brad Stewart's going to get as the play goes right to the end boards. Go ahead, roll it, gang. Really good support by his defense partner, Matt Irwin. Going to take a hit. Doesn't matter. Matt Irwin is there. Already make the play now where the Sharks are going to disperse, get open, start to move the puck right away. Sheppard comes across. Even though the puck doesn't cleanly get out, Sheppard's right there, and boom, the Sharks are out of the zone. That's how you play quick. You got to get people moving around the puck.
Logan Couture back for Vlasic. Over to Braun. He'll fire, and it's caught by Price, and the Sharks continue to get pucks to the net, out shooting Montreal in this period 6-2. Well, it seems like the Sharks have been on the road a lot. They will be back in San Jose in no time, as we said, coming up on the 2nd. And be sure to get your tickets for that next homestand. Sharks taking on Phoenix November 2nd, then Buffalo on the 5th, and Vancouver on November 7th. Get your tickets now at sjsharks.com/tickets. Not many tickets to be had here. Tonight is the 367th consecutive sellout here in Montreal. The attendance tonight, 21,273. Couture wanted a shot. Diaz read it, blocked it. Orneval couldn't get past Justin Braun. Now Braun with 2 men on, gets it up for Kennedy. And across for Marleau. Can't catch it, but slaps it in.
Look out.
Took a wonky bounce, and they score! Logan Couture with his 2nd goal of the game, and it's 2-0 Sharks.
That is not home ice advantage. That is advantage Logan Couture. Just get the puck deep, and the Sharks get a bit of a kick here. A huge kick. Kennedy gets the puck across. Patrick Marleau wants to get the puck deep. That's what we talked about, going to come on the change. The puck bounces up. Nobody knows except Logan Couture, who fights off the check, fights off the stick check, and is able. Look how strong Logan is on his stick right there off of Thomas Panic. Took a little slash, but he gets the 6th goal of the season, 2nd goal tonight. And that's a big one for the Sharks. They've been having some tough times near the net. They get a little bit of a break there. They get an easy one.
So Logan Couture with both goals in the game. Marleau with assists on both goals in this game. And the Sharks have a 2-0 lead here in period 3. Marleau gets the only assist at 4:09.
Now, we are privy to being with a coaching staff that allows unbelievable access. So before the game, talking to Todd McClellan and the coaching staff, they happened to mention to each other, how about the boards here, guys? They seem really lively, and there's a few extra kicks out there. And look at that. It just happens. That's a coaching staff that does their homework.
The details.
Yeah, exactly.
So now the Canadiens will really be pressing here for the rest of this period. Down by 2 on home ice. Pavelski in the zone alone. Gallagher ties him up. Here's Nieto's shot. Carey Price the save.
Boy, it's been a battle between Nieto and Carey Price tonight, hasn't it?
Nieto's got to be nearing half a dozen shots on goal. Montreal another icing.
Joe Pavelski gets the puck, comes on the ice for Joe Thornton. Gets the puck, delays, because he knows there's going to be a line change coming. He's just looking for a little help. When he sees it, he gives it up to Matt Nieto, who has been in shooting position all night long. Joe Pavelski is one of those players who's just a hockey player, man. I mean, when you watch him play, the way he uses his head in this game makes him faster, makes him stronger, makes him just a better player because he's such a smart player.
Now Eller, and he's held up at the line, putting Montreal offside.
The Montreal Canadiens you have to watch because they are so quick. You can't get away from the game plan of putting pucks behind the Montreal D. If you turn it over in front, they got quick guys who will jump to the attack, and watch that transition game when they start shooting guys right through the middle lane to Antti Niemi's goal crews.
Hard to say it after the goal-scoring bonanza early in the period, but the Sharks with their biggest game offensively of the road trip. 2. It's been tough. Great goaltending, excellent defensive play in places like Detroit and Boston, especially the goaltending in Boston. Here's James Sheppard breaking through, and Josh Georges may have just saved a goal.
Yep.
Back for John McCarthy. His backhander blocked by Markov. I've liked Sheppard's game tonight.
I like this line.
Yeah.
This line has been very good. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. And James Sheppard didn't play last game. He wants to make sure he plays the next one.
Vlasic slides it deep, tracked down by Diaz. Kennedy after it, banks it over to Marleau. Patrick just held the line. Wrist shot, tipped in front by Couture.
Going for 3.
That comes Montreal through center ice. Holland, Vlasic, held up, but Couture supporting, plays it to the boards and gets it back from Kennedy. Here's Couture with Marleau through center ice. Logan into the skates of Marleau. He'll tap it back behind the net. Taken there by Bouillon for Montreal. And a nice up pass. Blunden will chase it down in the corner. Checked hard by Stewart. At the side, Marleau steers it to safety. Kennedy holds up, and he'll dump it to center ice. 30-17. The Sharks have really come alive here in the third period. Out shooting Montreal 8-2 in this period so far. Bouillon. And Freddie Hamilton on it. Demers wants the stretch out pass. He's got Hurdle. Tomas Hurdle in alone. Saved by Price. And then the net comes off courtesy of Markov's skate. Logan Couture, goals 5 and 6 on the year. The Sharks lead 2-0.
On 2 fantastic reads. Well, actually 3 when you put in Tomas Hurdle.
2-0 Sharks lead. Played to the net, but swept clear by Thornton. Will Thornton getting some extra ice here with Sheppard and McCarthy. Markov, Subban, tipped by Gianna, but it hit Sheppard. And now Thornton will bump it out of trouble.
And you heard Joe Thornton came down low, and you heard him yell, James, James. He's looking for James Sheppard. Give him the puck behind the net so they get the puck out.
Now Joe Pavelski's line jumps on. Montreal pressing here to try and get scoring chances. Kenya. And a nice play by Stewart. He's had a strong game on defense.
Where were the Montreal Canadiens going to go there? The Sharks just swarmed them as soon as they went into the zone.
Wingles Back in the lineup tonight after being shaken up in the first period at Boston on the hit by Zdeno Chara. Good to see Wingels back and taking a full turn tonight as Niemi sends that one aside.
Look at everybody from the Montreal Canadiens. You said they're going to press. Everybody jumping up in the rush. Josh George has been jumping up on that rush.
Matt Irwin, his first ever game here at Bell Center. You don't think that was special from even the native of British Columbia, you're wrong. It is. Couture trying to go through the wickets on the pass from Marleau. And Eller cleans it up. And back over to Josh Georges. We're down under 11:20 here in the third period. Montreal on a change, and Vlasic almost sent Couture in as they just get it to Desjardins.
Hadley Bourde's worked against the Sharks there.
Bourde. Ready Bourde. Dump pass through the legs. Desjardins in front, couldn't get to it.
Tyler Kennedy was on his man.
Marleau to the Montreal line. Across, Vlasic shot high. And look at the puck retrieval by Joe Thornton. Terrific job as Vlasic gets it to Hurdle. Kennedy can't reach it in time as Subban sends it ahead, but again, the Sharks right back on it. They've really come on here in the third, the Sharks. Thornton, and it bounces free to Subban for Montreal. Gionta in front and through the crease. Up on it, Bouillon. Good stick by Thornton again. And Freddie Hamilton clears the zone. A shot, Niemi, the stick save, and up into the netting to stop play with 10:11 left here in the third.
The speed at which this game is being played is just fantastic. And it's their speed when you have the puck and their speed when you don't. There's being able to apply pressure to take away any time and space that the other team may have. And you're seeing that tonight. Both teams just moving quick off the puck. That's why you've got to be able to skate in this game. You can't skate, boy. It's real tough to make a living doing it.
Couture's line back out on the ice. Montreal have it off the face-off. Travis Moan slips a check from Matt Irwin. Moan backhands it to the edge of the crease. Now White wheels, and that's blocked. And Travis Moan got a puck in the face, and he's down for Montreal.
I think Matt Irwin was clearing it, and boy, Travis is leaking right now.
He's helped off the ice. We'll take a break. By Couture. They're out shooting Montreal 31-19. And this has been one of the faster hockey games we've seen in a long time.
The speed is just tremendous.
Rafael Diaz. Now out for Georges, and Couture forecheck denying a clean exit. The Sharks have it again. Kennedy. Will wrist it in hard from center. It takes another crazy bounce. This time Montreal able to cover. Wow. Sharks have had the bounces go their way.
I bet the Bell Center staff is up.
Placanitz and a blocker save by Niemi.
Out on the ice tomorrow fixing those things.
Those of them that still remain employed. Big hit along the boards by Markov on Wingels. That gets the crowd riled here a little bit. Gallagher scoots to the San Jose line, swept off his stick by Stewart. And then Gallagher goes in hard, and he stays down. Checked by Matt Irwin. Just looked like body contact back there.
It's the second time Gallagher, though, has been hit hard into the boards. First by Tommy Wingels, and this time by Matt Irwin.
And Gallagher able to skate off on his own power.
He's not a very big guy. Two guys engaging for the puck. Gallagher's, oh, wow. Ouch. That is pancaked to the end boards.
And he said, I'm all right.
He said, all right. He's a tough kid, boy, oh boy.
Yeah, he is.
Now he's mad. He's being forced to go to the dressing room.
Yeah.
Just get looked at. He doesn't want to leave.
5th round draft pick in 2010, and talk about overachieving from your draft spot. Still only 21.
It's not a bad hit, though.
No.
I say he leans on him, goes in the boards hard, flat. wasn't like it was a boarding or anything like that. Again, two guys going for a puck.
Gallagher's only 5'9". Stocky at 180, but just doesn't have that size.
I guess Matt Irwin.
He's a fan favorite here. They're on Montreal.
Oh, why wouldn't you love a guy like that, right?
Montreal offside, courtesy in some part to the work of that man, Matt Irwin, who has also had a strong game on the San Jose Blue Line tonight, as we said, playing his first ever game here in Montreal. Matt Irwin, coming into the game, had 14 shots on goal in his last 4 games. He has one more tonight. He's been getting pucks through to the net. It hasn't been a problem for the Sharks from the standpoint of lack of shots on goal on this road trip. It's just shots in goal has been the issue. We'll see if 2's enough tonight. Still lots left here. 8.5 to go. Brad Stewart back to center. Now Thornton as the Sharks clear the zone. Joe goes up the wing for Irwin. And Subban back for the Canadiens. He lost his edge on the forecheck by Shepherd. Here's Marleau with a steal. Patrick skates in, and he shot it wide.
He's looking for the wide side. You know he had Logan Couture with him.
Demers stretches it out to Couture, and he'll tap it in. Gallagher back out there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Talking about bouncing back. Lost the puck. Marleau waits. Gives for Kennedy. He'll go in against Bouillon. Out to Marleau. He takes a chop at it. Here's Demers. Rolling puck. Fires. And he shot it high. Oh, Demers' eyes got big as that one rolled to him, but I think because it was off its edge, he just couldn't get it low enough to the net.
And he was just going to drill it as hard as he could. Here's the chance. Turnover in the middle of the ice. Patrick Marleau's got no opportunity to do anything but shoot as Markov and Subban pressure. And then the loose puck to Jason Demers. Jimmy Johnson talking to him. The big smiles. I think he's saying what you said. Boy, I bet your eyes got big there.
Like saucers.
The puck is rolling. That's a great time to just to shoot it as hard as you can, because you never know what it's going to do if you're a goaltender. You have no idea of the trajectory of the puck. I'll get it up.
Here's Gionta, pulls the trigger. That one changed speed.
Yep.
Matt Nieto chips it up for Wingle.
That's got to go deep, Tommy.
And Subban is forced behind the net by Pavelski. Now Joe Pavelski trying to get it away. He and Subban tie up. Here's Pavelski at the side. Nieto digs it out and sends it back to Vlasic. Can't control it, but he gets it across for Braun. He'll play it back into the zone.
Oh, boy, that's a
Vlasic reaching out.
close play right there.
Now off the linesman and back for Braun. Under 7 left in the third. This will be icing against San Jose. Check that against Montreal as the puck comes all the way back down.
Joe Pavelski doing a heck of a job on the forecheck. And one of the problems about playing against Joe Pavelski, you have a look at Jason Demers playing in his first game, as we mentioned, in Montreal. He's had about how many family here this morning, but playing against Joe Pavelski in the forecheck, he's so good with his stick. Even though he's not the biggest guy out there, he still causes you so many problems if you're a defender in your own zone.
Now it's Rennie Boyton. Montreal down by 2 here at home. Out up top, Diaz shot in the Emmy with a glove save. Well, Jason Demers having a big night. Coming up on 19 minutes of ice time for number 5. The native of Montreal, played all his youth hockey here. And there he is as a youngster, the captain of West Island. How old's Jason there, you think? 9? Yeah.
Yeah, we had a great talk with Mr. Demers today, Jason's dad, Daryl. What a great guy he is. Pretty good hockey player in his own right. Rough and tumble guy from what we understand.
Bouillon and Galchenyuk at the side. Now Eller can't control it. Marleau chips it clear. Now he'll pursue against Diaz. Marleau uses his speed to get there first. Kennedy out of the corner. Back for Marleau. Kennedy Kennedy, a shot. Price the save. Now Couture. And Montreal able to bring it up to center ice. They've added an assist on that second Couture goal to Tyler Kennedy. So it's Couture for Marleau and Kennedy. The goal that made it 2-0. Kennedy takes a hit there from Galchenyuk. Eller goes down. Here's Markov across to Subban. He'll shoot it. Blocked by Couture.
Third one tonight. Third block by Logan Couture tonight.
Back out to Markov. Loads up. Blocked by Kennedy. Eller at the side. And a great job by Nieto.
Isn't that outstanding by Matt Nieto? What a game he's had so far tonight. Wow.
Cleared down. And this one will be icing against San Jose with 5:19 to go.
You know, interesting story. Jason Demers told today that 15 years ago was the first time Jason met Joe Thornton. Joe was playing in the league as a young rookie player. Daryl Demers and Jason were at the game in the morning skate. In walks the young Joe Thornton. The Sharks, I think they're going to call a timeout. In walks a young Joe Thornton. Mr. Demers goes, Mr. Thornton, can we get your autograph? And I said, well, then Joe stopped, and he goes, oh yeah, Daryl had the hooks in him, stopped him. Joe signed the autograph for a young Jason Demers, and 15 years later playing on the same team.
Here they are, teammates, as Demers has a chuckle with Brad Stewart. Joe Thornton, by the way, with his assist on the Logan Couture goal that made it 1-0, passed Yari Curry to move into 30th all-time with 798 assists. The next up on the list will be Pierre Turgeon. He's 14 assists ahead of Jumbo. And 1,130 points now ties Thornton with Bernie Federko for 51st all-time. Next up, Nicholas Lidstrom. Wow. He's 12 points away from Lidstrom, Joe is. Fun watching him move up those two lists into the upper echelon of hockey stardom.
And I think you've seen him move up into a different echelon in his play as well. And his leadership. Nice play right there.
Kennedy has Nieto. Here's Matt Nieto. Skates in. And broken up by Markov.
His 83 bid tonight.
I think it's his best game.
I agree.
6 shots on goal for Matt Nieto. Be nice to see him rewarded with one, because we're under 5 minutes to go here in the third. But right now, the Sharks aren't so concerned as to who gets the goals, just as long as somebody does. And Logan Couture has been able to put 2 in past Carey Price tonight. Pavelski, McCarthy after it. 2 men back for Montreal. Pakanitz. And now over to Subban. We've seen a steady diet of Markov and Subban here in this third period as Montreal tries to come back in this game. Diaz. He'll shoot it. Blocker saved by Niemi. From center, Galchenyuk sends it in. And Niemi will set it up for Brad Stewart. Up the boards for Shepard. Now into his stride for Thornton. Joe cuts across the middle of the zone. And he'll just play it back for Stewart and change on the fly.
Shepard getting into it with Gallagher as the Sharks are changing.
Marleau in for Kennedy. Tyler Kennedy, a shot. He went far side, top corner, just missed.
Great support in the neutral zone.
And that's offside as it came out over the blue line, and Kennedy was still in the zone. 2-0 Sharks lead. We'll be back to Montreal. So far on the road, Logan Couture continuing to pile up those goals. Now really getting down to crunch time for Montreal with 3.5 to go in the third. Niemi's going to play this off the high corner glass. Down for Kennedy. Bouillon keeps it in for the moment. Now Kennedy drops his stick. That allows Desharnais to get it deep for Bourque. Kennedy cuts off a pass. Desharnais trying to get it back to the net. Blocked by Couture. Now off Kennedy's skate. White with it. Shadowed by Vlasic. Down for Bourque. Braun on Rennie Bourque. Bourque dumps it behind the net for Desharnais. Desharnais will try. Back to the line. And that's blocked and comes out. Touched by
All the way
Bouillon,
down.
but it's offside intentionally.
All the way down. Face off.
Here it is. Logan with 53 goals on the road since the start of the 2010-11 season. That's 7 behind the league leader, Alex Ovechkin. That is clutch road play by number 39, huh?
It's unbelievable. The majority of his goals are scored on the road. That is what they refer to as a road warrior.
Shepard, nice work off the draw. At the side, blocked by Carey Price, McCarthy to Thornton. Typically, we'd see Andrew Desjardins on this line. We haven't seen him for a couple of shifts now. Thornton trying to set up Shepard.
Almost got it, too.
Demers. And a nice reverse to Hannon. But kept in by Subban. Puts the move on McCarthy, hands it off to Markov. He fumbles the pass. And Joe Thornton breaks it up and clears it. Joe Thornton coming back with a big game tonight, huh?
I was just going to say that, too.
Subban steps around Pavelski. Galchenyuk in front, cleaned up by Stewart. And now Matt Nieto. One man back on a 2-on-1 with Wingles. Nieto for Wingles, and Bouillon knocked it down. That's a good defensive play.
Very good defensive play.
Now Nieto in front, he had Wingles. All the way out to Irwin, and he hit the post.
Second post the Sharks have hit tonight.
Subban can't clear. Stewart. Nieto. And we're down to a minute and a half left. And I'm thinking Carey Price has got to come out of that net as soon as they get it down the ice.
And they can't get him out, obviously, because the Sharks have done a great job keeping the puck in the zone.
Like Kennedy does right there. Gave it back. Now Vlasic jams it deep again, and that keeps Carey Price parked. Kennedy for Couture. Gianta. And Couture carries it back to center and hands it off. It's like keep away right now.
And the hustle is amazing.
Marleau. Down for Couture. Over to Vlasic. He fires. Saved by Price. Subban can't get it out cleanly. Now Plekanec. And with 45 to go, Price looks over to the bench.
What a shift.
And Marleau's got it again. They can't get Carey Price out. Diaz to Markov. You talk about finishing a game strong.
Wow.
Thornton again with the puck. Hannon. McCarthy jostling deep. He gets a piece of it. Plekanec finally out to center. Gianta broken up by Pavelski. Price didn't leave the net. Sharks are going to win here in Montreal as they kept possession long enough to keep Carey Price parked in the goal. And this one's over. The Sharks win, and Antti Niemi with his second shutout on the road trip.
That may have been the most impressive part of the game, what we just saw. How they closed it out, how they finished. Montreal wanted to get Price out. They couldn't get the puck out of their zone, never mind get the goalie out of the net. What a job finishing the game by the Sharks.
The final score, San Jose 2, Montreal 0. And Sharks post-game live starts now.